So I got some old man that was like barely breathing, and like I feel like he should have had like one of those like things in his nose. But anyway, he was, I don't know, he's just a grumpy old man. But he just asked me. Actually, he didn't ask me any question. He asked me like one thing, and I was like, nope. And he was like, okay. And so like he had me take off my shirt and like check my like put like the stethoscope there. Then I had to pull down my pants, and he played with my nuts. And then I had to show him my asshole, which is cool. Which I don't. I don't know. It's weird, but I guess it wasn't a big deal. I was kind of like, man, this is gonna be so sketchy, but it wasn't bad at all. It wasn't that big of a deal, but. Anyway, he did not fucking finger it like a lot of people say. I don't know if he does that to other people, but he did not do that to me or anybody else I talked to, unless they just weren't admitting it. But after that, I went and waited to go into the room where you do all the stuff with like your hands and shit, and you have to. At first, like we all went in there, and they weigh you. And then take your height, and then look at this chart to make sure you're like within the range of like the however, like to make sure you're not overweight or underweight. Which there's a lot of kids that were underweight, like one kid was overweight. But we ended up waiting there for like it felt like a half an hour for one dude just to come in, because there was like 10 of us in there waiting. They're like, all right, you guys have like however many, like 45 seconds to get into your boxers, and we're like, all right. So we got all ready, and then we just sat there for a half hour waiting for a kid, just one dude, to come in. And so like he walked into the room fully clothed with a bunch of dudes in our boxers, just like staring at him. It was all awkward. We were fucking around the whole time, and everybody at MEPS was making jokes about people from the Navy. Like they're like, all right, nobody look at him while he undresses, and then they're like, if you do, we know you're in the Navy. But anyway, so we finally started the thing, and everybody would just line up, and you had to do like, you'd like put out your hands, and like you would go like this, and then you'd go like that to see like your range of motion, and you'd have to like do like a duck walk, and then you'd have to like walk on your knees, and then you'd have to like go like that. It was just basically like so you have all your range of motion, and like you don't like your spine's not crooked, and you have like balance and stuff like that. Nobody had any problems with it, but although some of the kids like could not follow directions, they're kind of retarded. But anyway, everybody passed that. Then they're like, you have 45 seconds to get dressed. So everybody got dressed, and then we had to like wait and get signed out of the like MEPS area, and so I went back down to talk to my liaison about like my contract and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I forgot to say, I think in my other video, well, I know in my other video, I said I was going for a 19D, which is a Cav Scout, and I really wanted to get airborne school in my contract, but I have a stepbrother and a brother-in-law, and I know a bunch of people in the Army that go to like leadership courses, and like there's recruiters there, like full-time recruiters, and they're like, yeah, we like don't give out any like schools like airborne, like ranger school is like, yeah, not gonna happen. And I don't know if they ever gave out like special forces, but that's like impossible, I guess, too. So I was like, well, that sucks, because I really, really, really wanted airborne, and I was like, oh well, I'll figure it out later. And excuse me, my recruiter was like, oh, well, what we're going to do, since I can't get you the job you want, is he was just going to send me to MEPS without having a contract locked in. Because you can, if your recruiter finds a job, you can, if like he finds a job, he can lock it in, and I think it's for like 7 or 10 days. It's like that spot is reserved for you. So if you go to MEPS and swear in and sign everything, like that job's reserved for you. But or you can just go without any reservation for a job, and when you meet with like a liaison or whatever, he'll help you find a job and pick a job, and you can either say no, I want to wait, or like wait for a job I want, or you can sign up for whatever job they have. So I was just gonna do that because those liaisons, I guess, they can call, or I don't know if they're considered liaisons, but the recruiters there, whoever they are, have the power to call like commanders and like overflow spots for like airborne or infantry training or scout training and stuff like that. So the people at MEPS have more power than your recruiters do. So my recruiter was like, just go there and maybe they'll be able to find something. If they can't, we'll just wait. And I was like, all right. And then the day before I went to go to MEPS, my recruiter called me, and I didn't have my phone on me. And then he called me again and left a voicemail. And I listened to it. He was like, call me back right now the second you can. And I was like, okay. And so I called him back. I was like, what's up, dude? And he was like, I need to know right now, yes or no. Like, he's like fucking right now. He's like, airborne infantry ranger. Do you want it, yes or no? And I was like, what the fuck? Like, it like stunned me. And so I was like, hell yeah, I want it. And he was like, all right, cool, it's yours. And so he locked it in. And so I have no idea how an infantry airborne ranger slot came up. But I was like, hell yeah, I'll take that. But because at first I was like, oh, airborne, and then I'll just go through airborne school and be like, yeah, I don't want to go to infantry or to ranger school. But after I thought about it, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna go to ranger school. That's gonna be badass. But it's stressful now because I gotta fucking get in shape. But anyway, like everybody at the station was like, I have no idea how that spot came up, and I got really, really lucky. Like my brother-in-law and my stepbrother were like, how the fuck did that happen? But before I left for MEPS, I had a contract locked in for, or reserved, I guess, for 11X infantry, or it's like 11X infantry, well, 11X is infantry, but like option 40, which is airborne ranger. And so when I went to MEPS, I didn't have to worry about finding a job or anything.